I found out I was nominated in Camas in, I think it was February of last year in 2019, and I was amazed, honored, but it was just so exciting to know that in Camas we have a tradition of caring and quality, and to know that that vision isn't limited to any population or program, that it spreads into special services and across the whole student body. And also to know that that when in Camas we talk about seeing and serving students, that they're able to recognize that the population who I immediately case manage, the students who are on my caseload, it's only 1% of the population, and that Camas is excited to elevate teachers, even though I'm serving a small percentage, because they recognize the value in making sure all students receive appropriate education. And then after my Camas nomination, I moved on to the ESD level, and at the ESD 112, that's the service district that supports all the local school districts. And so each school district had nominated a candidate, and we participated in interviews, and I had a classroom observation, and it is just makes my heart so happy to know that in my local community we support diversity, and a special education teacher was elevated, and that just fueled my excitement and passion for what I'm doing, because when you feel the community support, it helps you know that you're doing the right thing. I work really hard to make sure that students know they have a place in this community, to help them find a place, a voice, and access in this community. And when I have community support, it shows me what I'm doing is working, and that my community shares my vision. What am I doing specifically that I think is important, that is putting my kids into the community? It's a lot about finding good fit inclusion opportunity and access opportunity. It's about investigating, rather than looking at my students and seeing disability or deficit, seeing what they can't do. I really work at collaborating with my families and my colleagues to find what students are already good at, what their interests are, what their skills are, what they're able to bring, because every student brings something great. And if you focus your energy on that, and then you allow them some opportunity to be out in the community and share what they do, we're teaching other students how to view diversity as an asset, how everyone's able to contribute, and how to support each other in learning. You're building friendship and relationships. And I think even when we start to look at how do we staff this, how do we support this, if we really focus on inclusion, working with other students and my general ed staff as my supports, and working at what the kids are already good at, I'm able to get a lot of help and collaboration from my colleagues. And especially, I talk a lot about the 630 other kids at Baller who, now that inclusion is part of their experience and part of how they understand school, they help support what students with special needs are doing. And so how do I do what I do? I find what the kids are good at. I help build access around that, and friendships and relationships, and then the kids and the staff help carry. So in my class, I have 6 students who I serve on my caseload currently. And so when we're talking about diversity in terms of the students who I'm serving specifically, it's students who are impacted, who experience moderate to profound impaction from their disabilities, whatever. And I see kids who have, who are nonverbal, or who have limited motor ability, maybe they're in a wheelchair. And so diversity, when you look at my classroom, is students who are experiencing the world in a very different way. They can't communicate in the same way as you, maybe they can't move around the same way as other students. And so with that population, sometimes it's even easier to to understand that their experience is going to be different, for the other students in the school to know, oh, well, they can't talk, so it will probably look different, or, oh, they can't walk, so it probably will look different. But I think when we're thinking about inclusion and diversity, diversity means everyone in a community. Public school is amazing place. Like, it's amazing to me because if you look at your community, it doesn't matter. At public school, people choose to shop at different stores or work out at different places, or you have choices in your community that allow you to do different things. So there's not really one place where everyone comes together and sees each other. But in a public education setting, we bring everyone from a neighborhood together into a school, and diversity means every type of child there is. It means level of ability, it means race, it means socioeconomic status, it means everything. And I think the cool thing about inclusion is having all of those kids in public education together as much as possible, and general education teachers focusing on every student's ability to contribute, like seeing the asset in every student. And that teaches all the other kids that different is safe, different is okay. We're learning about how to treat people who are not the same as us, and how to value the differences that we see in our community, so that when they grow up and they move out into the community, it's not a matter of us and them. It's not a matter of not knowing how to deal with someone, or being afraid of someone, or wanting to separate someone. Our experience in public education is that we all learn together, we thrive together, we grow together, and we're happiest when we're all successful together. That celebration of success, everyone achieving success together, is the best experience. And so diversity is broad. Inclusion means putting all those kids in one room together and trying to educate them together. And in so doing, teaching children about themselves, about other students, and really eventually changing the shape of way they live as adults.
You were talking about the special needs have a place.
Yeah.
Let them know they have a place in the community.
Yeah. I think the message I really want people to hear is that there is lots of opportunity in this community to bring all the learners together, and it's our job to find those places intentionally. And one of the ways I investigate student interest, skill, ability, it's a lot of collaboration with my colleagues and with families. There are stakeholders too, and they have seen their students' interests. When a student is nonverbal, it doesn't mean they're not communicating. It's really exciting to see for myself and to be able to share with other students how a nonverbal student might be communicating through gestures, through their postures, through their facial expressions, their interests. And when we put students into the general education and provide them opportunity to interact with other kids, they intuit, they see, they learn, and sometimes they're better at creating inclusive experience than I am. I have two examples I'll give you. I provide opportunity during silent reading in the general education teachers provide great opportunity during silent reading times in their classrooms for students who experience disabilities to go in and participate fully with their peers. And we've been doing it for a few years now. And what I found is, as the kids go in, the staff support can be minimal as the peers pick up and want to read to the kids and other students, or listen to them read. And you know it's working when you have gen ed kids come up and tell you that they've brought books from home that they know a student will like because they've been reading with them for a year, and they can tell they like picture dictionaries just like me. And friendship is all about finding shared mutual interest, and we're creating opportunity for other students to experience, to learn from their peer buddies what they like through access, through interactions, the same way we learn about anyone, through being with them and realizing that they have a lot more in common than they do different, and starting to foster real relationships based on the shared mutual interest.